Dalton, we are back for another week to talk 49ers fantasy ahead of San Francisco's Week 7 matchup against the 2-3 New England Patriots team. Dalton, you've been keeping up with the top performers from around the league. So let's start off with what is the top matchup between the 49ers and the Patriots?
First off, Keiana, since we've last talked, what craziness has happened? All these injuries, 49ers, what a season, man. Just not ideal, but all right, I'm going to throw you for a bit of a loop here. Not quite fantasy, but my top matchup is Bill Belichick versus Kyle Shanahan. I can't wait to watch this coaching chess match here. Both these quarterbacks in this game are bottom 3 in average intended air yards, so they're not throwing the ball downfield. I'd love to come and tell you some great Stephon Gilmore matchup, but really, this game's going to come down to a lot of pre-snap motion and a lot of individual matchups on specific plays. So I'm really looking forward to the coaching matchup in this game.
So how about the 49ers defense? They struggled this season against those mobile quarterbacks, and Cam Newton fits in that category. However, he didn't have his best outing last week against the Broncos, throwing for under 150 yards, 2 interceptions, no TDs. Is it worth starting the 49ers defense against a mobile Cam Newton?
So it's not a terrible start, the 49ers D, but unfortunately they're dealing with all those injuries. And combined with this setup, having to travel to New England and face a New England team coming off back-to-back losses, I don't have them as a top 12 fantasy D. Newton has struggled the last couple of games, but he's possibly getting healthier now. He looked awfully good the first 2 games of the season. And as you said, the Niners typically struggle defending those mobile quarterbacks. So 49ers aren't the worst D. I have them around my 15th fantasy D this week. But man, they're just not quite the start that you were hoping when you drafted them likely as the number 1 fantasy D.
I'm going to jump to the other side of the ball, and we've seen the Yak Bros come alive in Week 6. That's George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk. You brought up his name a little earlier, Stephon Gilmore, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. What's your thoughts of this Patriots pass defense against Garoppolo and co. on Sunday?
So Niners are down to their 3rd string center. Trent Williams is iffy. Jimmy G's still recovering from his ankle sprain. So it's not going to be easy against New England's defense that does come in with a top 5 pressure rate. However, it's not all bad. Patriots pass defense is beatable. They're bottom 5 in yards per attempt allowed. And with no Raheem Mostert, and finally a full healthy set of receivers for Jimmy G, this kind of sets up well for a passing game for the Niners. One note of caution I will give here, both these teams really try to limit plays, and this game projects to be one of the slower paced of the week, so it's not ideal for fantasy managers.
Oh, you brought up a name, Raheem Mostert. The 49ers are likely to be without him while he's dealing with an ankle injury, but last week, the Patriots allowed Phillip Lindsay, Broncos running back, 101 yards, 4.4 yards a carry. Are one of the 49ers running backs maybe a Jerick McKinnon or a Jeff Wilson Jr., potentially a sleeper pickup?
Well, I want the inside scoop from you, but my guess is Jeff Wilson's dealing with that calf injury. And to me, Jerick McKinnon just hasn't quite looked the same after that one game. They worked him really hard, obviously coming off the 2 knee surgeries. So JaMycal Hasty is my sleeper of the week. He just looked noticeably faster. He's got the preseason hype. So I've actually ranked Hasty as my highest 49ers fantasy back this week. And he's my sleeper, although I will say it'll probably delve into something of the dreaded committee, helping no fantasy managers ultimately.
Yeah, that's Kyle Shanahan's favorite right there. But that's an interesting one right there, JaMycal Hasty. Okay, well, do you have a potential dark horse in this match?
Yeah, other than Hasty, I'm going to go Deebo Samuel as my game changer, possible dark horse. I was really worried him coming off the Jones fracture surgery, but those extra few weeks hopefully really helped him. Man, last week, Keiana, minus 30 air yards. All 6 of his catches were behind the line of scrimmage, breaking so many tackles, looking good doing it. Going back to that chess match between these coaches, I think he's going to be a big X factor, Deebo, in this game.
All right, so 49ers, Patriots aside, let's look around the entire league. Is there a matchup or a game or a fantasy start, anything that you're looking forward to in Week 7?
So while the Cardinals and Seahawks game is going to be another fun one and obviously matters a lot for the NFC West, I'm going to go with the Packers and Texans. Both coming off tough losses. They both have 2 of the league's best offenses and 2 of the league's worst defenses. I mean, it's one of the highest over-unders of the week. I'm playing everyone in this game in daily fantasy. Watson versus Rodgers should be a lot of fun.
Ooh, can't wait for that one. Week 7 should be a good time. Dalton Del Don from Yahoo Sports. Appreciate having you. And hopefully you guys all start wisely.